Hi Jeff,
Hello,
welcome
Miroslav.
to Arizona TV provisional studio here in Friedrichshafen.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
We watched a very nice 1 minute long movie about RSE. What is it?
Yeah, well, we're very excited, and thanks again to Arizona TV for having me here. We're very excited to talk about air racing, which it's actually a new form of air racing, completely new. The reason it's new is because it's electric, all electric, 100% electric powered manned aircraft. It's based on a sport called Formula One air racing, which you're probably familiar with in the Reno air races. They've been racing in Formula One for many, many years, and it's actually the only airplane in the world that's built just to race. They're built to the Formula One specification. What we're doing now is coming up with an E-formula, electric formula, based on that same Formula One, but converting it to electric, taking it into the next generation. So very exciting.
But we have a race, Red Bull a race, and we love
Yeah,
it. We have two
absolutely.
pilots there, very successful, Martin Chonka
Martin,
and
sure.
so on. So what will be special? Isn't it only? I know that it's the boom of electric everything. Many propellers, electrics, battery.
Yeah.
I think it's a boom. Is it not only on a boom? Are you doing it not only because it's trendy now?
You know, that's a very good question. And actually, no one can know until we try, right? Till we go through that and we see if it sticks, if it works. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it is a boom. Maybe it's a trendy fad. As a businessman, I have to be very honest. There is a trend, so we're going with the trend to see if that makes sense. So there's part of that because you have to go with the movement of the market, and the market wants it. So I guess the question is the market right? And we'll find out in the future.
Explain me and our spectators the format.
Okay.
So a race which we know is one aircraft in the track, time, some penalties, and after that we know immediately who is the winner. How is it in Air Race E?
So, and you're very right to bring up the Red Bull Air Race. They do a fantastic event, really good event, and you have, as you said, some excellent Czech pilots, and I know them. Really good people, great talent. Red Bull Air Race is a challenging race. As you said, it's a different format. You could say a different sport. It's a single plane time trial. It's an aerobatic event, so the pilots and the skills come from aerobatics, which is quite a different, almost a different species of pilot from a sort of a pure air racing point of view. In Air Race E, this is 8 airplanes all racing at the same time, so it's just a different discipline. We actually take off from the runway in a grid pattern, like you'd see cars in a car race, drop the green flag, all 8 planes take off, climb to 10 meters, 15 meters above the ground, race 8 laps around an oval circuit around 6 pylons, and first one after 8 laps is the winner, first one across the finish line. So you can immediately see who's racing, the audience sees the whole event. It's the fastest form of motorsport, and it's a great format.
Sounds fantastic, but I'm also the pilot, active pilot. A little bit dangerous. Sounds a little bit dangerous because 6 or 8 planes in one track. You know, it's a competition, it's the race. Pilots are not 100% thinking during this race. And, Formula One is also not the most safest sport. So,
yeah. No, that's important, and also a very good question to ask, because safety absolutely is of the utmost importance. Absolutely top of the list on everything we do. Probably 80% of what we do is just making sure it's safe. But it is motorsport, and it is flying. There's always an element of danger. But in a multiple plane air race, you're at the threshold of it. There's a lot more danger involved. So the question is really, how do you mitigate it? How do you limit that danger? And we have a long set of rules which has been around or improving for 70 years in the sport of Formula One, and Air Race E is going to adopt those rules to use the same system. So there's pilot qualifications, a licensing system, sports governing bodies that monitor the progress of the pilots. So a lot of attention is paid to that, paid to safety and getting the right pilots and to understand what the risks are and how it works. We can say separately, there's the risk to the pilot, which there's a certain level of acceptable risk, whatever that is, but there's also risk to the public. And we could say in 70 years of Formula One air racing, we've never had a third-party claim, third-party injury. Very, very safe for the public. That's the first protection, is to protect the public. That's 100%. But we're always improving safety for the pilots as well.
You're here in Friedrichshafen to presenting this project to public, to potential partners. Why are you here?
Yeah, well, actually, we're doing that. We're looking for two things. We're looking for technical partners, partners that want to come and join the event, but in particular, partners that want to form a team. So well, actually, we're doing that. We're looking for two things. We're looking for technical partners, partners that want to come and join the event, but in particular, partners that want to form a team. So we're actually looking for manufacturers of powertrains, engineers, designers, pilots, crew members, fans, and everybody that can help make a team happen. And then we're going to build 8, 10, 12 teams over the next 6 months. So we're looking for the manufacturers, in particular of the powertrains. That's the really exciting bit. Obviously, it's the different bit here, being a fully electric air race. So that's exciting. And we already have our first partner on board, which is Airbus. So Airbus has come in to validate the project and say, we can see where this AirAC project will contribute to our products that we manufacture 20, 30 years from now. So they see that and they've declared that, and Airbus have come on board to say that this is a valid test bed for future development. And we expect other manufacturers to be coming on board as well and seeing that.
Stage 1 is the idea. Stage 10 is the first full season with 8 or 10 races worldwide. In which stage are you now?
We're in, well, it's interesting because it always feels like we're at the beginning because there's so much to do. But we are quite advanced in that we kind of know the roadmap. We know where we're going with it. We understand most of everything now. We know it's already been, the sort of business plan, if you will, is proven through our past work in other races. So we have a good, clear direction. But our first race is not due till 2020, late 2020, a year and a half, almost 2 years from now, is the first electric race. So we've got some time, but really not a lot of time to get there and a lot to do. And then the first series of races, as you said, will be in 2021, multiple races. So it's still early days, but we'll be, it'll go like that.
I know you have many experience, you're very experienced in organizing events like this. We met last time in 2010.
Yeah, known you for years.
In Tozim during the European Unlimited Aerobatic Championship.
Yeah.
And you were well known in the aviation promotion or something like this. So tell me something about your former experience with events like this.
Sure. So I've been working in air sports industry for over maybe 15 years. Most of it, 80-90% of it has all been involved with air racing, different types of air racing. I used to do the Aero GP, which was a multidisciplinary form of air race. And then obviously Formula One air racing and Air Race 1 more recently, and the AirAC. Also used to work with the World Air Sports Federation, so the FAI. We had a multi-year deal with them to do television work. So we would go around the world and filming different types of events, which had some crossover with some of the work you did, where we would capture all the different types of air sports, all the different activities and disciplines in aviation sport, and put them together in TV shows. So I have experience on the media side, on the event organization side, and but all of it air sports and most of it air racing, which is a good contributor to this new project, of course. So yeah, been in it a long time, struggling, figuring it out, making it work.
Give some. There is some gap between 2010 or 11 and now. What I know you have much bigger muscles. And what did you do? Preparing ideas or relaxing after?
We had a company, Flying Aces.
Yeah.
So we did Flying Aces. We organized those events and we worked with the FAI. So actually after that, I went and actually sold business jets for a year. I was living in Slovakia, living in Bratislava, working for Hawker Beechcraft. And then Hawker Beechcraft, if you may recall, actually went into bankruptcy. So it was a big multi-billion-dollar company. It was a great company, good airplanes, but they went into bankruptcy. So I decided, well, you know what? I need to go back to air racing. I need to do what I do best, what I know best. And I've always felt I'm, really kind of a leader in the world of international air racing because there's not really many people doing it. Certainly not in multiple planes racing against each other, directly against each other. So I just said I need to go explore that again. And then around 2012, started figuring out which idea. Do we do long distance races, multiple plane races? Looked at a whole bunch of different ideas. Rested upon Formula One air racing, which is a familiar format in Reno, Nevada, at the Reno Air Races. But Formula One is the only plane that's built, again, to a formula. It's not another plane built for aerobatics or war or whatever that's put into a race environment. It's a race plane. And I thought that can translate to the audience and to public. So I thought maybe I'll actually redefine myself as a promoter of an existing sport. And so I looked at doing that, talked to the sports associations which cover the sport. They agreed, and we've been doing events over the past 5 years in China, Thailand, Tunisia, Spain, US. There's some little events in France as well, and we're growing it. So it's been a very, very productive and fruitful 5 years, which is perfect timing to launch into electric racing, taking it forward again.
So when we will see the first race, some demo race or something like this, because which pilots we will see in this race?
Well, the pilots is a good question. That's what we're starting now to do. So we're actually we're inviting people to come, and all pilots are welcome. I want to make that very clear. It's open, completely open to anyone who has a certain level of just general aviation experience in terms of tailwheel time, and there's a lot of rules and things you have to do to prepare. But any pilot that can get there to the qualifying can come and race in electric.
Me?
As well. Absolutely. I might stand back a little bit, but yeah, no, absolutely. It's meant to be a wide open forum. It's not a closed event. It's not a staged event. It's a competitive sport, and it's meant to be a standard for the world where everyone can come and join. You've got to be qualified, but you can get there. So the pilots, the teams are forming now, and actually we're just launching next week a forum, which will be an online networking area that we're going to be launching, I think, next week on our website, where pilots, manufacturers, investors, team owners, everyone can go and actually learn how to train, where to qualify, match up with partners, and build a team from. So we've got some really good, really integrated, sort of interactive things going on that can animate the public.
Again, the question: when will the stage 10 start?
So, at the end of 2020, so November, we're looking optimally at November for the first race. It'll be an inaugural race. It'll be a single race. All the teams that are ready by then will be able to race there, showcasing the event. 2021, we're going to have at least 3 events. So it'll be a series, but a smaller series, 2021. And then we'll expand it to 8 or 10 events, as you said, probably over a couple of years. It'll need time to grow. We want to do it right. We've learned from the past, as every entrepreneur does. I'm sure you've learned. It's always easier. It seems easier than it is. Starting a company is hard work, and it always takes longer. Always a lot of work, and we don't want to mismanage expectations of the teams and the partners. we don't want to mislead anyone because we know it's going to take time. So we're prepared for some flexibility in that schedule, but we want to set our optimum goals that make sense.
I have some experiences with Red Bull Air Race. I know some behind the scenes how does it work, and it's really big, huge flying circus. You know, how big will be Air Race E? Big. How many people? How many aircraft? So
yeah, no, we expect it to be huge. Air Race E has the opportunity to really captivate the world's imagination because of the importance of what we're doing, developing cleaner propulsion, cleaner technology. The brands that are going to be a partner of the event are going to be very mainstream brands, consumer brands. So we do expect them to take a very sincere interest. We expect the TV to be latching onto this. You could use the example of Formula E with the car racing, that over the past 5 years has seen a huge rocket. Even their valuation is worth hundreds of millions of dollars now. And they've had a really meteoric trajectory rise in their popularity and becoming very well known in a short period of time. And I worked with Formula E as well. And one of those things I did in some of those interim periods helped Formula E and some of their series get off the ground. So I have some experience in that as well. And they did a really good job. So we expect air racing to take that same path.
Sounds really good.
Thank you.
And where is Airzone.tv in your plans?
Well, it's very gracious of you to have me on your show, and really grateful for that. I know your audience, you have a strong Czech audience and also an international audience. So we'd like to help you appeal to some of your viewers. If we could offer any interesting content or get you guys out to our events, I'd love to have you, and love to have your viewers become fans. So hopefully everyone will be in the same event.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. We will stay in contact. I hope we can expect a big future. I hope that Air Race E is the future of air sport, and we have here in my laptop one movie, longer movie. But it's not about Air Race E. It's about Air Race One. Tell something more about.
Okay. So
about this movie.
Yeah, and thanks for showing it.
Because after that we will play it. Before we will say goodbye to our spectators, Chad, and at the end of our show we will play this movie. So what will we see?
So in this video, it's a few minutes long. It's a really interesting video because what it does is it's talking to the pilots and the crew chiefs and the engineers that build the Formula One planes and get them ready for the race. Talks about what goes into it and what's in their mind. And what's exciting is that those are the same people, the same mindset, the same enthusiasm that is in the Air Race E teams, because we're using basically the same platform, the same aircraft, just taking it into the future. So everything that you'll see here applies to Air Race E as well as Air Race One, and it's the same community, and it's really interesting. Any aviation enthusiast will get their juices flowing from watching it.
I will translate it now. Teď se vrátím zpátky do češtiny. Jeff povídal teď o tom, co si za chviličku pustíme. Bude to nějaké 5-6 minutové video, které my vám potom zveřejníme i s patřičným českým překladem samostatně. Je to video ze série, která probíhala, Air Race 1, vlastně jakási závod podobný Formule 1, ale vlastně všechno, co tam uvidíte, by mělo být podobné, ale letadla, piloti, týmy, ale ta letadla by měla být modifikována do elektrické verze. Takže to bude teď na úplný závěr. Já se teď s Jeffem rozloučím, no a pustíme si to video a budeme se těšit, že elektrická Air Race brzo spatří světlo světa. První závod už na konci roku 2020, 2021 první 3 závody a Airzone TV údajně by u toho také mohla osobně být. Takže se těšíme.
You said it a lot better than I did. Well done.
So, Jeff, thank you for coming. Thank you for visiting and explaining your plans.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks to your viewers. Yeah, thanks.
Take care and see you at the RAC.
All right, good.